everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Court. Today we have a very special video planned. I am doing a Bookish Favorites tag. This was inspired by Miss Katie. She has the I think original over on her channel if you want to go watch. And this is where I got all of the questions for this tag. If you try it, tag her, tag me. I want to see all of your bookish favorites. If you try this anywhere on the internet, I am going to go through these questions and just show you a little bit about my favorites bookish wise. That was so over explaining. I don't know why I did that. There's like 13 questions. I wrote them down. Something about me, I write things down so I don't forget because I be forgetting. I'll either write it on my phone or I'll write it down. This notebook houses quite literally everything YouTube related. My thoughts, my ideas, stuff I need for videos. So one thing about me is I'm gonna write it down. So let's just get started. I think there's 13 questions. All of the questions are there's 14 questions. All of the questions are in the description below if you want to try this tag. So they're all down there below, or you can go to Katie's channel, watch her videos. All the questions are on her channel as well. Question number 1 is 5 books that define your taste. This was honestly one of the hardest questions on this list, and it's question number 1. It's hard for me to pick 5 books that define my personal taste because I like a lot of things. I read several different genres. I read romance, I read horror, I read thriller, I read dark academia, I read dark romance, I read literary fiction, nonfiction, memoirs. I will read anything that you put in front of me and pretty much like it. It's really hard to find a book that I don't like. I have found a few, but I like all genres. So to define my taste, it's really hard. But I tried to pick 5 different books in different genres. So I have 5 books here in different genres, but these are like my favorites. So first we have Heavenly Bodies. This is my fantasy pick, but this is outside of a large series that we all know that I love. This is my favorite fantasy book, and I feel like it defines my taste fantasy wise because it's very unique in a fantasy setting world magic system, and I really liked that about this book. So that's why I picked this one as one of my books that define my taste because it's very unique in its own right, and I absolutely devoured this book. I love this book with my whole heart. And I annotated it. I think all 5 of these books are annotated actually. Next, we have my favorite book of all time. If you're new here, this is my favorite book of all time. If you're not new here, I talk about this book as much as I possibly can. This is If We Were Villains. This is a dark academia thriller, kind of, with a little bit of horror mixed into it. That's why I picked this book. Not only because it's my favorite, but because it has a lot of elements in it. It has a subplot of romance. It has lots of subplots. So when you expertly can craft a book with lots of different genres, I'm going to love it because I do love a lot of different genres. And this book expertly does that and can define my taste very, very well. It is my favorite book of all time, and that is why. For my romance pick, I decided to go with Book Lovers by Emily Henry. If I had a physical copy of Happy Place, I probably would have picked that over this, but we're gonna go with Book Lovers. I read this a long time ago and my annotations look so different. But I love Emily Henry. She is who kind of got me into romance. I will forever love this book. So this one is just what defines my romance taste. I love a woman's fiction subplot and romance subplot. That is my taste. Then I chose a literary fiction, which was Beartown by Frederick Bachman. I recently read this and annotated it. I loved this book. It's a little sad. It's a little drama filled, but it is so good and the writing is so good. It has a lot of hard hitting quotes and it is literary fiction. It has some subplots of different things, but it is a literary fiction to its core, and I love books like this. So again, define my taste, Beartown. And the last book I have that defines my taste, the Mind F series. This is a dark romance. It is kind of Criminal Minds coded. It's a thriller. It is 5 novellas in one book that is bound, but I believe all 5 novellas are on Kindle Unlimited that you can get one at a time. But this book is so good. Lana Myers, the baddest. She is just amazing, FMC. This series perfectly mixes thriller, dark romance, and I absolutely ate this up. It defines my taste because this is what I look for every time I pick up a thriller or a dark romance, because the way things were kind of revealed little by little, I absolutely love that. And then what we already knew and what was going on in the dark romance plot of this book, very well done. Moving into question number 2. Question number 2 is books that I was obsessed with during different eras of my life. The books that I remember reading or going to the library to pick up at the youngest age that I can remember, besides like picture books, are Junie B. Jones and Magic Tree House books. I was obsessed with both of these books, and these were like my first chapter books, and I loved these. Then I moved into Nancy Drew books. I remember like obsessing over these. I have always been a thriller fan. Love Nancy Drew books. I would go and find a new one and I would be like, oh, I already read that one. I remember going to the library and just going in order, and I would be mad if somebody checked out the one that was like next in my order of Nancy Drew books. Then moving into my teenage years, these came out. These were like tween teenage year reads for me. We had The Hunger Games come out and The Fault in Our Stars. I was kind of a divergent girly, but this and this had me in a chokehold. I have reread both of these multiple times, and I've watched the movies for both of these multiple times. These are my favorite from my teenage years, and I'm never gonna get rid of these books. These shaped me into who I am. We moved into high school. I didn't really read all of that much, but junior high, high school age, I found this book and a book called The Raft. These two books, something about the way these books are written, this book and The Raft, people ask me what my favorite book is, and I will still say these. I don't know what it is about these books, but this one and The Raft, I absolutely love. Just I don't know if it was what I was going through or what happened after I finished both of these books, but these are some of my favorite from that time, and I wasn't reading a whole lot, so these are what have stuck with me like around that time. Then I found my love for reading again and started reading heavily again, thanks to Miss Colleen Hoover. Now, I don't read a lot of Colleen Hoover still, but Ugly Love is the first book that I have ever read by Colleen Hoover, and one that got me back into reading. So I have to thank her for that. I have read this book several times, you can tell, but this book means a lot to me because it reignited my love for reading. And then I moved in to finding some of my favorite books like Book Lovers, Throne of Glass, Akatar. Those are what came up because I was going book shopping, and then I made Book Talk and Book Instagram and now BookTube, and I found even more. Some of the ones that I just mentioned that define my taste are my current obsessions. Question number 3 is my favorite genres. We kind of talked about this at the beginning. I love all genres, but my absolute favorites are romance of any kind. I love contemporary, I love sports, I love dark, I love every kind of romance except cowboy. That's not really my thing. However, romance, fantasy, I'm getting more into fantasy and I'm absolutely having the best time of my life. Thriller, horror together, and dark academia. Those are my top 4 favorites. Literary fiction, if I had to pick a top 5. Those are my 5 top favorite genres and what I read the most. I read some memoirs from here and there, other types of genres I will read here and there, but those are pretty much my top 5 and what I gravitate towards. So, thriller, horror, I will read occasionally when I need a palate cleanser or just I'm tired of reading the same stuff or I'm in a book slump. Those get me out of book slumps a lot, but those are my top 5 genres. Question number 4 are my favorite authors. I read a lot of authors, so I'm just gonna go through a few of my favorites. First, we have Abby Jimenez. I found Abby from Just for the Summer last year. I had not read an Abby Jimenez book before then. Now I read everything she writes, and she is amazing. I haven't read Say You'll Remember Me yet, but I am obsessed with Abby's writing. The way she can make you cry on one page and absolutely crack up laughing on the next. Yeah, my favorite. Then we have an indie author, Dani McLean. She writes so many books. Okay, she has so many books out, and I have read almost all of them. She is one of my favorite indie authors. I absolutely love her writing. She just makes romance feel so real, like it's coming off the page at you, and I absolutely love how she does it. She keeps you entertained, and I have read almost all of her books, short ones, long ones, doesn't matter, in one sitting because I'm so hooked. Then we have another indie author, Miss Nellie Wilson. This is one of my favorite books of all time. However, all of her books I absolutely adore. Nellie writes characters that are so relatable that you can't help but love them. That is why I love Nellie's writing so much, and her unique plot lines and experiences and jobs that she has in her books. I just eat up every single time. And her men in her books, I love them. I would actually like do anything for them, pretty much. So, Ellie Wilson, highly recommend. I have to mention ML Rio again. I don't want to mention this book every single thing, but like when I tell you I'm obsessed with this book, I think about it every single day. I pick up this book once a day to just like hold it. That's how obsessed with this book I am. I'm obsessed with ML Rio. She only has 2 books out, and I absolutely love both of them. Her third one comes out in September, and I know I'm gonna like that one too. So, favorite author. Can't have a list of favorite authors without the queen, okay? I don't think I need to say anything else. The queen herself. She is my favorite romance author. And finally, the other queen, Sarah J. Maas. She wrote my favorite book boyfriend, so she has to be. That's really all. And she wrote Kingdom of Ash. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. Question number 5 is my favorite form of reading. My favorite form of reading is a paperback book. Bonus points if you're tandem reading with an audio. Sometimes. If the audio hits, if the narrator is good. Not a paperback book, especially if I get to annotate said book. I am obsessed with annotating. I love it. I love doing it. It's just one of my favorite things in the entire world. So a good paperback and annotations that match the book. Look at that. Yeah. It's like therapy. I love it so much. So that's my favorite form of reading. I also love a good audiobook. I'm not a big Kindle girly. I'm trying to get into it. I'm trying. But if I can sit there with my headphones and be so immersed in the story by reading the paperback and listening to it, that is my favorite. Bonus points if I can annotate as well. That's my absolute favorite. But just a good old plain paperback, sometimes not annotating. Paperbacks are my favorite. Hardbacks, no. Oh, I don't like a hardback. No. But a good old fashioned paperback is something I love. Bonus points if it's like extra floppy. Yeah. That's because I broke this spine like 75 times. But if it does it on its own, let's see, this spine's not broken. Let's see if it does it. Yeah, love that. Question number 6 is my favorite book characters. Now, I have a lot. And if you haven't watched my top book boyfriend video, go watch that because I have my top 20 book boyfriends in that video, so you can watch that. And those are some of my favorite book characters, obviously, but these are some of my favorite characters, not just because they're hot. First, we have Jude Duarte. She was my first fantasy FMC, so she deserves to be on this list. She's also just like a baddie. Like the way that she wraps this entire Fae kingdom around her finger. Yeah, I'm sad. I really need to reread this. I loved it so much. But Jude, yeah, I'm obsessed with her. We obviously have Aelin, Manon, and Dorian. Those are my favorites from this series. Dorian is my top book boyfriend, and I am obsessed with him. I am obsessed with him. However, Aelin and Manon on top forever. I love them so much with my whole heart. I wish they were real. This is an odd one. This is an odd one, and I don't think you're gonna think who I'm gonna say. But I'm saying John and Adele, Johnny's parents. If you know, you know. That's all. That's all I can say because I don't want to spoil anything. That's all I can say. Next, we have Sadie from Unsteady. She is the most relatable character I've ever read in my life. So she has to be on this list because she is me. So love her a lot. I finished this book the other day and I cannot stop thinking about it. Daisy Jones. Daisy Jones. Camilla, literally a lot of people in this book, but Daisy Jones, I love her and I want to give her a hug. I love this book, and the end just tore me to pieces, but I love Daisy Jones. I also hate her to death, but I love her. And finally, another repeat mention, Lana Myers. I am obsessed with her, and she's everything that I want to be because she is just on a revenge plot, is the baddest FMC I have ever read about, and I want to be her so bad. Question number 7. These next few are about series. First, we're going to start with my favorite series. Question number 7 is my favorite series. ACOTAR. I'm basic. All of these are going to be basic, so we're going to rapid fire them. ACOTAR. Everybody knows ACOTAR. I'm just obsessed. I'm also an Asriel girly. Love this series. Can't wait for the next book. Will be frothing at the mouth when the next book comes out. So, love this series. Powerless. Love this series too. Kai Azar Till I Die. I am basic again, but I love this series and can't wait to read Fearless. So, I just absolutely love this series and it just did something to me when I read it the first time. Lauren's writing is just really good. Don't know what to tell you. The Hunger Games. This series has been with me since I was like 12. I reread it constantly. I need to read Sunrise. I'm just so scared. But I hope she continues just releasing books when she feels like it because I will continue reading them. Boys of Tommen. These little broken souls. I care so deeply about this found family. It's insane. But I love them so much and I need to finish that series as well. Then my favorite series of all time. Throne of Glass. Are we surprised? No, we're not. No, we're not. The best series I have ever read. But who's shocked? Not me. It's just really good. And I read it last year and it changed my entire life. So, next we have a series I'm excited to finish. Two I just mentioned, Powerless and Boys of Tommen. I need to read Fearless, and I'm on Saving Six right now. So these are two series that I'm obsessed with that I need to finish. I haven't even finished them, and they're some of my favorite series. So yes, I'm very excited to finish them. Another one, Heavenly Bodies. This is one of my favorite books of all time, and the next book comes out in November, and I cannot wait. I will be sad the day that that book comes out. Another one that I need to finish is this series. I'm not sure what this series is called. Is it called the Vicious series? No, it's not. What is this called? The Villain series. That's what this is called. I've read Vicious. I need to read Vengeful, and Victorious is coming out soon. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I love V. Schwab. I could kiss her. I love her. I'm obsessed with her writing. It changed my life when I read Vicious, and I will now be reading every V.E. Schwab book that ever comes out ever because it is so good and unique and just different, and it's amazing. So, I need to finish this series. It is one of my most anticipated series to finish, and I will be reading this very, very soon. One that I'm excited to finish, but also very scared to finish, Beartown series. This book hurt my feelings, bro. But I have the rest of the series. You can see it right there. It's right here. I need to finish those two books. I'm excited, but I'm also terrified if you're picking up what I'm putting down. Now, a series that I'm excited to start that I've never read before, we have the Natural series by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This has been marketed to me as young adult Criminal Minds. I'm sold. Anything that's like Criminal Minds, I am sitting, ready, waiting. I cannot wait to read this. I love YA thrillers. Some of them are better than adult thrillers, and I cannot wait to read this, especially if it's Criminal Minds coded. Yeah, I'll be there. I talk about this a lot on my channel, but I'm excited to start the Reaniverse, just the entire Reaniverse. I'm very excited to start. I have heard a lot of good things. I have heard mixed reviews on some books, but I just want to read her universe and be in the know and the hype with her universe. So, very excited to start that. Another one that I'm excited but also scared, Magnolia Parks. I've heard that this hurts as well, but I'm very, very excited because I get to read this for the first time. And I know that when I'm done reading this, I'm going to be absolutely in love with it and wish that I could read it for the first time again. So I'm very excited. And finally, something that I don't have, but I want to start and I'm excited to start is the Addicted Calloway Sisters series. This is by Krista and Becca Ritchie. I have heard nothing but good things about this series, and I'm really excited to start this, and I'm hoping to start this later this year. There is just so many books in this series, but it is something that has been on my radar, and I really want to read it. Moving on, question number 10 is a book that I will predict will be a new favorite. I just mentioned B.E. Schwab. I have an Arc of Barrier Bones in the Midnight Soil. I am the luckiest girl on the planet. Thank you so much, Tor. I love you. However, B.E. Schwab's writing, I am obsessed with already. So this being about vampires and different times in their lives and just all of the elements that this book has in it, I predict this will be a 5-6 star read. That's really it. That's really all I got. I am obsessed with Miss V. Schwab. And I fear this is going to be one of my new favorites, maybe even my favorite of the year. I'm just predicting that this is going to be something I obsess over and froth at the mouth for. So, this is my prediction for right now. Question number 11 is my favorite special editions that I own. So, first, we have the Eternal Embers Larry Reed's binding, Bing 13, Saving 6, Redeeming 6, The Boys of Tommen special editions from Eternal Embers that Larry Reed's did. I think these are so stunning. Whoever did the art on these, bravo. I'm obsessed with these, and these sit at the very top of my bookshelf so they don't get hurt. I'm just obsessed with them. The inside are done so well. They have like little chapter heading pages and the playlists and just all of the little nods to the series. I am obsessed with it. These are spectacular. Give me 14 of them right now. The other special edition I have that I'm actually obsessed with is this special binding of If We Were Villains by ML Rio. I will put the Etsy shop right here where I saw this. I put it on my Christmas list and my grandma got me this for my Christmas gift. I am actually obsessed with it. It's the most beautiful book I've ever seen. It's from Hawthorne and Vine Bindery on Etsy. It's just a rebinding. I consider this a special edition even though it's a rebinding, but it is special to me because this is my favorite book. My favorite quote of the book is on the back of it. Yeah, this is stunning. It's right where I can see it every single day. My favorite thing, I think, on my bookshelf that I own. Question number 12 is, if I could go to the bookstore right now and buy a book just for funsies, what would I buy? This is really hard. If I had to pick one book that I could go to the bookstore and buy, I just watched a TikTok that has these cookie sprayed edges for this 25th anniversary edition of a book I don't even know the title for, but I want those cookie sprayed edges. They're so cute. I want them. That's like the only book that I can think of that I would actually go out and buy right now because I have too many to read. But those cookie sprayed edges are so cute and I want them. They're just so adorable. The cookies really got me. I'll put a picture of it right here. I love them and I just want it on my shelf. The cookies. I just love the cookies so much, if you can't tell. That's probably the one that I would go right now to the store and buy because that's the only one in my brain right now without having to like go look and browse the store. Question number 13 is my favorite bookish merch items. I'm gonna put up on the screen some of my favorite shirts that I got off of Etsy and where they're from. These are my two favorite book shirts. I don't think I like own very many more. There might be some more. I'll put some pictures up and where I got them, but of me wearing the shirts because I don't want to go get them. And a bunch of them are in the wash because it's literally all I wear. But a lot of them are either Akatar or Throne of Glass inspired, and I get them either off of Etsy or off of just shops on Instagram. That's where I get them from. But I live in my shirts because they're comfy and I get them oversized and I love them. And if you can't tell, I'm a fangirl, so I must have shirts for my favorite things. So those are some of my favorite shirts. I also love bookmarks. I have this bag right here full of bookmarks. This is my bookmark collection besides the ones that are in my books. I'm gonna pull out some of my favorites and show you, and a bunch of them are from Cozy Read Shop on Etsy, or they have their own website. They have an Instagram as well. I absolutely love them and I buy all of their bookish stuff. They also have shirts and stickers and a bunch of other stuff, but their bookmarks are what they originally sold. So these are just some of my favorites. Tom Welling, I love. A lot of other ones I just get either in book boxes or with books that get sent to me, or all of the ones I'm showing you are from Cozy Read Shop, but some of them are just from book boxes, or if I get like author mail, authors will send bookmarks with their books. I have an Akatar collection of bookmarks. These are from steelyco.com. My friend who is an indie author has a website. I'm not sure if she has these still, but she did a full Akatar collection and I got the entire bookmark collection. Love those. Some more Cozy Reads bookmarks. This is what they used to look like. I'm not sure if they still look like this because I started getting, she offers a like subscription for monthly bookmarks and stickers, and they don't look like this anymore. I'll show you the new ones here in just a second. These are some of my favorites of the old ones, but the new ones look kind of like this. They're not shiny, they're just like metallic, and they're so high quality. I love them so much. But this is what they look like. And she has seasonal ones too. I have so many of her seasonal ones. Absolutely love them. And you get 2 bookmarks and a sticker, I think, with the subscription. Love that. Those are some of my favorite bookmarks. I also have this bag of stickers. I changed my Kindle stickers. You guys see if you watch my reset videos. I don't want to pull out all my favorite stickers because we'll be here for forever, but I have so many of them. These I get from author mail, from Cozy Read Shop, from Etsy, from just if I buy books online, people sometimes put stickers in there as like a little thank you for buying them. Some of these are from the Last Chapter bookshop. I get some of them from them. And then Some are just from if I search on Etsy, whatever stickers I want, that somebody sells them, I promise. And I love stickers. But a lot of them just get sent with books that I buy or other things that I buy, like that monthly subscription for bookmarks, or if I buy bookmarks. That's really it. Those are my favorite things. I don't really have other book merch besides those things. And I don't know if this binding technically counts as merch, but those are my favorite things. And finally, question number 14, our last question, is some of my favorite book creators. So I watch BookTube, BookTok religiously, so I have a lot, and we're just gonna rapid fire. So first are the 5 book besties. If you watch their book bestie New York trip, you know who I'm talking about. That's Larry, Mariana, Bailey, Laura, and Emmy. I'll put all their pictures up. They'll all be tagged in the description below as well. But I absolutely love these ladies and their content so much. They're all such an inspiration to me, and they're so funny, and I love them, and I love their content. And we have such similar reading tastes, so I get lots of good recs from them. Then we have the core 3 girlies, Sarah, Des, and Haley. I love watching their videos, and I love when they meet up as well. So I watch all of these girls as well religiously. When they post, I am sat watching. Obviously, I also watch Katie because that's where I got this book tag from. I love Katie's content. She feels like a best friend, and she just sits down and talks about books, and we have similar taste. And when she was posting about her wedding, it felt like a friend was getting married, and I just love watching her content so much, and her vlogs, and she's just so real, and I love her as well. Some other booktube creators that I love: Sid. She did pick a book for me in my booktubers choose video. She has such a unique style to booktube, and I love her content so much. And I love her reading vlogs. I love her TBR videos. I love her book recs because I always find something new when I watch her videos, and she's just the cutest. I love watching her videos. Also, Heather. I love Heather. I'm in her book club. She's so funny. I get a lot of unique recs from Heather as well. I found some of my favorite authors from Heather's recs. So, love Heather. Taylor. I love Taylor. She is the one who got me into V.E. Schwab. Will forever be indebted to Taylor. Her lifestyle videos and her book videos are all just so seamlessly together. I absolutely love them, and I look up to her a lot for her lifestyle kind of content. Some other ones, Lexi, I think hers is Newly Nova. She is hilarious, love her. I found her on Book Talk first. Same with Jolie. These two I found on Book Talk first, and then started watching their YouTube videos, but I also love their content. And then I also watch Rachel and Hal. These both I watch mostly on YouTube, but I follow them on Instagram as well. I absolutely love watching their videos because they post really nice reading vlogs and have such a really cute aesthetic, and I love their aesthetic so much. I think that's it. I don't think I'm missing anybody. I probably am. I watch BookTube religiously and will watch anybody that comes up on my like YouTube homepage because I just love watching people yap about books and getting book recommendations. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Those are the ones that I watch religiously, will watch when they post something. I'm probably forgetting somebody, but those are my favorite book content creators. And that is my Bookish Favorites tag. It was a lot of information about me at one time, but I hope you learned something new about me. If you try this tag, tag me, tag Katie. I think she is the creator of this tag. And all of the questions are down below, like I said. If you want to just answer these questions in the comments, do so. I absolutely love hearing your guys' favorite things and getting recs from you guys. If not, comment a series you want to start this year that you've never read but you're excited to start. Comment that down below if you don't feel like doing the whole tag. If you want to see me somewhere else on the internet, all my socials are in the description as well, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye.